athenaPractice and athenaOne, at their very core, are very different and serve different purposes and needs in the market. athenaPractice, highly configurable, that can be both on-premise and in a hosted environment, is really set up so that you can create the workflows, tailor your content integrations in the way that you want and the way that you need them. And that is a strength and an unbelievable platform to enable that configurability, one of the best in the country. athenaOne grew up in a very different context and nature. It's a platform in the cloud set up on a set of template configurations to streamline your clinical workflow experience. It's set up to take a lot of that clinical content and IT management and support off of your practice, where we take that upon the Athena Health and Quatris Healthco team's effort. Their goals and how they serve the market are very different, and the needs of the users are very different. And what we've seen is that some people are looking to manage their system less, and they're looking at an athenaOne platform. And others love the content, the integrations, and the capabilities and the configurations that they have with athenaPractice. What we want to do is be able to support both of those worlds and enable both of those platforms today, because they serve different purposes and different needs and different users. What we have seen is, in the very beginning of bringing these companies together, is that we can actually learn and leverage the experiences of the teams to enhance and improve on both sides. I just want to highlight some of those as an example. One is, when I first looked at the Athena Clinical's product on athenaOne, many people say, hey, it's not very tailorable. There's not very many configurations. And so right now we're in the process of implementing some of the tools and capabilities and things we've learned from athenaPractice and Athena Clinicals, so we can tailor encounters, tailor briefings, and tailor intake, and tailor content, which didn't exist previous to this merger. Here's a couple elements that we're going to start to see in 2021 and 2022 and beyond. One is, we are excited that later this year we will be announcing formally and more broadly that we're going to have a common patient engagement platform across all of Athena, and that's Athena Communicator. In addition to that, we're working on having a common mobile experience and solution across all of them, and that's athenaOne Mobile. In addition to that, we have a common marketplace in which we now have partners and development partners that are partnering both on athenaOne as well as athenaPractice. We're going to continue to leverage and bring these experiences across the products more and more as we get closer and closer together as a business and continue to evolve, and recommendations and feedback from you as to how we can provide that better experience. But I do want to stress that at the core, these two platforms are very different. Serve different needs, different purposes, different clients, different users. And so, depending on where you are, at the core, if you like your content and your configurability, able to keep up with it and manage that, athenaPractice is the right product. If you're looking for support on not only the rev cycle capabilities and on the clinical content and on the overall workflows that are there, athenaOne is your product. So we're going to continue to support two different platforms. One question always asks is there a sunset date? Is there a timeline? No, there isn't. I stand before you. There's no sunset date. There's no plan for that. So the next question many people would then ask, I understand the two platforms, they're different, they serve different needs. Why are we no longer offering athenaPractice if we plan to continue to develop? And I say this a couple of different things. One is, we still offer and provide athenaPractice and sell licenses for anyone who's growing, expanding, entering in and looking at acquiring new practices. And we'll continue to support that long into the future. And we think of North Star and some of our history, we believe that more and more things are going to move into the cloud. It's just from a matter of competitiveness, from a viewpoint and lens of how the market is evolving and shaping, as we look at how we can continue to iterate on product and innovation. I just want to spend a few minutes and talk about that. If you think of athenaOne and its product line, we're releasing product every 2 weeks. We adopt regulations, moving changes in the market on a 2-week basis, Providers see changes in the product 3 times a year. And so as regulations continue to get faster and faster over time, as the need for having large, big data assets and being able to understand those, we also know that we need to continue to look forward to a cloud-based solution that can adapt to the future of the healthcare market that we don't even know of today. And so they're 2 different platforms, but in the long term and where the overall market from a cloud-based path is that athenaOne platform. Now, you would say, are we going to continue to support, and has our investment changed? And I would say no. athenaPractice is a top 5 EHR from a number of providers and customers that are on it. And we want that to exist long into the future. And we're going to continue to support from an investment and an R&D perspective, and that's not going to change and hasn't changed. One of the things that people say is, why are you offering and providing visibility into athenaOne or selling athenaOne or making sure people are aware of athenaOne? Well, we know that our competition in the market is spreading rumors that are completely false. So we want people to know that they do have options, that the product isn't going anywhere. We want you to stay within the broader Athena Health family, inclusive of Quatris Healthco. We want you to know that the solutions and the options are available to you. And those options will be with you long into the future. So the last question many people ask is, when would customers be able to take advantage of Communicator in athenaPractice and athenaFlow? Athena Communicator is built natively and naturally with the Athena clinical solution. And so we're in the process of actually separating the 2 so that we can use Athena Communicator with athenaPractice, athenaFlow, or even Athena IDX, or other solutions. We're excited to share additional details on timing and what that looks like later on this year. I just want to summarize. 1, the athenaPractice, athenaFlow product isn't being sunset. We continue the investment there, and we will support and plan to support the 2 products long into the future. That's not changing. In fact, to emphasize that, our investment in athenaPractice has actually increased since we've merged with Athena. In fact, athenaPractice won a best-in-class award for the most improved EHR. And not only that, it's ranked and rated as the 3rd best EHR in the market. Products aren't going to go anywhere. They serve different purposes, and we're going to continue to invest in that. We believe that the market will eventually go to the cloud. We've just seen and released a new meds module that's in the cloud. And we're going to continue that process and that migration in the future.